What's good, YouTube? Appreciate y'all tuning back in. For this one, I'm hoping to keep it really short. All I'm doing is planting a couple melon seeds, and that's it. And then I'm gonna just do a little quick walkthrough of the square foot gardening that I touched on a few weeks back, just to show how it's starting to finally fill out. But what I did is, and I'll show it on my book too, but those 4 squares right there are marked out for, one melon, and then those 4 are marked out for another melon. Melons need a lot more space just because they're viney and they can get kind of big. So hopefully I'm giving them enough space, and hopefully that's too much space and I'll actually be able to plant some more stuff around it. I saw on YouTube, or I saw on Instagram, that planting radishes with melons can help out with pests, and I guess it's a good companion plant, so I'm gonna probably get some radish seeds to plant here in the next couple of days to plant around them too. But all I'm gonna do real quick though is mix some of this in. So this is just some of the stuff from the worm farm. I'm gonna throw that into the 4 different squares, and then the plant food that I have, I'm gonna throw some of that in there as well too. Mix it up real good, make sure it's even and well drained, and then I'm gonna zoom in a little bit closer once I actually put the seeds in the ground. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in first, and then I'll come back once I'm about to put the seeds into the ground. Alright, so I got everything mixed in. The soil is a little bit dry over here just because I haven't had anything planted, so I haven't had the need to really water it like that, but I'm gonna make sure I keep it watered. And then I'm gonna actually pick up some mulch probably tomorrow. I won't be able to pick it up today, and the reason I'm recording this video so early because I do have to head to Charlotte. But I'll probably pick up some mulch within the next day or two, just to go ahead and mulch everything, keep the moisture in. Watermelons and melons in general need a lot of water, and they need a lot of sunlight, and they need it to be warm as well too. So that's why I picked this corner for both of the melons. So as you can see right here, I put about 1 inch deep hole right there, and then I did the same thing over in that corner too. The purpose of it is hopefully it'll start growing right there, and then take up those 4 spaces right there, and then take up those 4, and just not take up any more space in the garden bed. But hopefully it just doesn't get too big where I can actually plant some more stuff as well. But that's the whole rhyme and reason why I got it over in this corner, why I have it with so much space. So all I'm gonna do is just drop the seeds in, water it real quick, and that'll be it. It's not real hard, it's really simple. That's why I just wanted to do a little quick recording on it. After I do that though, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna show my notebook where I have all my square foot garden stuff at, and then I'll just compare it to how it's coming along in the garden bed as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant the seeds now, and then I'll come back with the book in a couple seconds. Alright, so there you go, watered it in and everything. Doesn't look really crazy or anything because of obviously nothing is sprouted, just threw the seeds in today. But there I have them marked off. So what I want to show next is my booklet, and just show an update on how the square foot gardening is coming, and how I've been trying to really keep up with it as much as possible. That way, once it really gets into the summertime and the middle of the growing season, all I'll have to do is worry about harvesting stuff and just maintaining it, and then feeding it every few weeks or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the notebook now, and then I'm gonna switch back to the garden beds just to show how it's on paper, and then how it actually gets applied. Alright, so here's my notebook real quick, and then a quick reminder about the directions. You want to plant stuff on the north side. If you're in the northern hemisphere, the plants on the north side, you need them to be taller than the plants on the southern side, just because the sun is going to be on the southern side. So that's why I have the directions marked out, and the reason I planted things in a specific orientation. But I'm gonna start with this first box right here, and then I'm gonna turn the page to make it oriented correctly. So that's how the bed will look. So you see okras right there on the left, cucumbers right there all across the bottom, arugula, bok choy, kale, squash, zucchini, beets, celery, beans, collards, broccoli, a whole lot of different stuff. And then I'm gonna just show what the bed looks like so far. So this is that garden bed right there. Those 3 are cucumbers. Okra have already been planted. Broccoli, collards, arugula, bok choy, beans, beets, arugula, kale, squash, zucchini, and then there's just some of the seedlings in the back. So really right now in this one, I only have to plant in that box right there, those 2 where the seedlings are, and then back here where those seedlings are where the rest of the cucumbers are coming. So this box is pretty much almost filled out. I'm gonna go back to the boxes in the back, and then give an update on those as well. Alright, so next we have box number 2. So we have tomatoes all across the left, carrots, parsley, basil, and carrots in the next row, sage times 2, Brussels sprouts, kale, beets, carrots, and then cantaloupe and watermelon that I just planted. So getting right into that one. So you got the tomatoes right here, just transplanted those. Carrots there in the back that finally just sprouted. Some parsley right there. I gotta probably plant another seed. That 4th one didn't sprout, it doesn't look like. Basil is just sprouting, as you can see. I'm gonna drop some more carrots here within the next 2 weeks. Then you got kale, Brussels sprouts, sage, more beets, carrots, carrots right there, and more beets as well. And then those are the melons that I just planted, and then the blueberry plants back there in the pots. But those are the melons I just planted. So right now, if you look back at the chart, those 4 squares are the only ones that I really haven't decided what I'm gonna plant there yet. And that's those 4 squares right there. So I think I might just throw some pepper plants in there. I just really haven't figured it out yet, but I left it open just so I can have some flexibility if I want it. And then to the last box, and I'll turn this notebook as well just so you can have a good look at it. But peppers, a lot of herbs, and a lot of leafy vegetables in this one. So I think this is more of like a pepper and like a salad type garden bed. And this is the direction that I'll show it from. So peas on the left, eggplants, cilantro, strawberries in the back, peppers on the right, all the leafy stuff right there in the middle. The strawberries haven't sprouted yet, so I'll probably have to pull those up. I know I started some indoors last year, and they sprouted a lot better, and they did a lot better that way. But the plants ended up dying, so I just gotta figure out if I'm doing it the right way or not. But going into that garden bed, this is what it looks like. So I've been harvesting a lot of those leafy vegetables over the last couple weeks, which you can see all the peppers that I just planted or just transplanted, 5 of them, ranging from habaneros to jalapenos to banana peppers, bell peppers, Carolina Reapers, pretty much anything you can think of over there. Swiss chard, spinach, lettuce, collards. I'll probably plant in these 3 rows here in the next couple days, and then go ahead and transplant some of the mint and cilantro right there as well too. Transplanted the eggplants yesterday. I'm sure they're going to do fine. And then the peas, they're actually starting to flower. The peas, they don't really take real hot weather very well, so once I harvest those, that'll actually be 2 spots that I can probably put something else there, and I'll just figure that out as well, maybe some more cucumbers. But that's how the beds are starting to shape out. I counted it up last night, and it's about 65% of the bed, all the beds have been planted in. So I'm hoping over the next week or so, it's only the first week of May, by June, I'm hoping to be able to just not have to plant or transplant anymore and then only harvest. But that's just an update on the succession planting and the square foot planting. This pretty much wraps up my video. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. More videos gonna be coming like this soon, and you just don't want to miss out. But until next time, guys, peace.